Good morning, everybody. I'm your host, Goddess Tosa. This is the Goddess Tosa Show. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing. If you're a return subscriber, thank you for returning. This morning, we are going to do our due diligence and go ahead and bring some light to our sister, Chad Sanford. Um, Give me a second. Okay. All right. So give me a second. I'm going to play a video and I'm going to just let you know right now a trigger warning.
For over 40 years, Pioneer Roofing.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and let that go. But I wanted to bring this to everybody's attention. We have a trans woman that was attacked. This is not the first time. This is the second time.
Been assaulted again. Local Times Christian De La Rosa spoke. Local 10 News, an LGBTQ teen who made national headlines after being attacked at middle school has been assaulted again. Local 10's Christian De La Rosa spoke with the victim and is live in Pompano Beach with the exclusive. Christian.
You may remember Chad from last year. He got a lot of love and support following what happened then. He, of course, were very well known, made national, even international headlines. This time around, the attack was vicious. The video may be difficult for some to watch.
I heard a knock on the door.
14-year-old Chad Sanford got invited to hang out by a group of young people Chad thought were friends.
And they came behind me and jumped me.
What did they tell you as they were beating you?
Don't come around me with that gay shit.
You may remember Chad. It was just over a year ago when Chad was beaten and body slammed as classmates yelled homophobic slurs. It happened at Deerfield Middle, where Chad used to go to school. This is what Chad told us days after the attack last year.
It's just sad because I wanted to do suicide.
Just let him live his life. Just let Chad be Chad.
Chad's grandmother, who asked us to protect her identity, says the past year hasn't been easy.
Guys were spitting on him on the bus and treating him any kind of way because of his transgender in life or what he want to be. I'm just frustrated.
She sent Local 10 News this video.
They would have hit Chad the wrong way and something would have happened to Chad. What I'm supposed to do?
Difficult to watch because she says it could have been so much worse.
It could have.
Yeah, it's sad. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and do our due diligence. We're definitely gonna call and stand up for our sister. 95. The number I'm dialing is 954-831-8059. So if you guys want to do your due diligence, that's the number that we call. I'm about to make sure I do. I haven't been asleep. I tried to go to sleep. I couldn't.
You have reached the Broward City Attorney's Office Hate Crime Hotline. If you're currently experiencing an emergency, please hang up and call 911 immediately. Otherwise, press 1 for English, 2 for Spanish, or 3 for Creole. Thank you. You have reached the Broward State Attorney's Office Hate Crime Hotline. Please leave your name, phone number and a brief message, and we will return your call shortly. Thank you. Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hello. If someone could please give me a call back at your earliest convenience, thank you so much. This is in regards to Chad Sanford.
To send this message, press pound or hang up. Your message has been sent. If you would like to try an extension.
Okay, so guys, I just wanted to bring that to you guys' attention. We have our other sister dealing with violence, the hate crimes, and I was gonna actually cover Chad's story. That's I was gonna cover Chad's story, and then boom, I'm in a situation. So now I have to cover it even more, and I really have to be loud about it. I really have to be loud about it. Not only Chad was attacked once, he was attacked twice. Once when once when she was 13, and then again when she was 14. And I know T.S. Madison and Hope Giselle, they are definitely covering the story. And actually, let me just go ahead and bring up Instagram, and then that way you guys have another source to go to see. So let me go ahead and bring this up. Okay, so let me just go ahead and bring it up. It's early, yes. I have to. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Okay, so we're gonna watch this one first.
I Hope Giselle, and I'm coming today to talk a little bit about some situations that I think you should know about as it pertains to queer folks in media right now that are not being talked about enough. First and foremost, we have Chad Sanford. And if y'all have not been following the story about Chad Sanford, I have a couple of things that I want to make you all abreast of. So not long ago, just about a year and a half ago, in the Broward County area in Deerfield Beach, if you're familiar with Florida, then you'll understand that Chad has already been abused in that county already. So about a year and a half ago, Chad was the victim of a hate crime in school where some young boys decided that they were going to pick her up, body slam her, beat her, scream homophobic and transphobic slurs at her, and very little was done outside of the media coverage that she was given by the local news authorities. However, on Friday, once again, to this same individual who identifies as a trans woman and lives with her grandmother, Chad was attacked again. This time, those folks came to Chad's home, invited her to a park where they were supposed to hang out, chill, talk, be amongst friends, do whatever friends do at the park on, a regular Friday night. And this story is not getting enough news coverage. So myself and Madison are here to talk about it and to give a lot more insight on what we have going on here. Alrighty. So
Hey, Hope.
What's up?
Girl,
Just all of the things. All of the things. And
how you been?
I mean, I'm good. I feel like I've been better. I feel like, there's a lot of space that there's a lot of ground we're not covering as queer people. The amount of stuff that I've been hit with just this weekend. So outside of Chad being, outside of Chad being beat, We have this whole idea of these men who are run over in Chicago. We have another trans lady who was beaten and threatened by folks inside of a what do you call it, a hotel. There are just so many different things that have been happening as far as LGBT folks are concerned, and I'm not seeing enough coverage. We talked about it. We're not seeing enough coverage of it, and especially as it pertains to Chad. This is the second time that this has happened, and we Florida girls, and so we understand that Broward has the capacity to do something, and they're not.
Well, this is my thing. Like, you know, you and I both have been like extremely busy, you know, doing a whole bunch of stuff. And, you know, I was real hesitant at first about like trying to jump on it, because I don't want nobody to be like, oh, every time something like this happens, you know, we trying to be coverage or in the news or whatever. And I just feel like that, you know, the girls that live in Broward or Fort Lauderdale or Pompano, anywhere that's near there, you know, we just need help. If they're doing anything, they need to definitely let us know so that we can just help bring awareness, you know, socially, because, you know, we're socially can reach a lot of people, you know. Right. And so, you know, what's unfortunate about the situation is that that's something that you and I both, being from Florida, have experienced ourselves. Now, right. And Chaz, as a new trans woman and stuff like that, I think that she's in so much danger, because this is the second time that this has happened.
The second time, yes.
Like they did this to her at school, at her school.
At her school the first time.
Or this is how we first was introduced to her, like at her school. This has happened, and then now they got her. They're targeting her at her home, you know. Right. And it's just like, what do you do from here? Like, do you have your, like, how do we help her? Like, you know, how do we help her family? How do we do this? You know, the grandmother is like, how do we move the grandma? How do we move the family? How do we, like, what do we do?
So right now, for the people who are just keeping up with the case, they did not get away with it this time the way they got away with the first time. There are 2 out of the 3 people who have beat Chad. They are arrested. They have been arrested, and they could be facing up to 5 years in prison. Howsoever, their defense is arguing that because they are youth, they don't deserve that. A lot of folks are fighting the fence of these are young Black boys, and so therefore they shouldn't be piped into the prison system. Howsoever, I think that for all of the people that are going to agree with that statement, if it was your child who had been attacked and then attacked again, and if it were your child who almost was, you know, feeling defenses, once again, these are not real teenagers we're talking about. These are preteens. The first time that Chad was attacked, she was 13 years old. And Chad is only 14 years old, which lets you know that there's not a lot of time that's elapsed in between these 2 situations. And so for those of you all who don't understand or don't know what T.S. Madison and I are talking about, I want to give y'all the nitty gritty on this so that y'all can actually hear what is happening and what we're talking about. Let me see if I can. Oh, because there's 2 of us, I can't play it. Damn.
But, you know, we'll be able to, you know, I'm not going to stay on long, Hope. You know, I'll go off. You know, we'll just talk about it in the context of the situation and just, you know, just talk about it, and then I'll get off. But honestly, in all honesty, I personally feel that those guys should be persecuted. Yeah. You know, listen, we want people that do harm to Black men. We want them to be persecuted. We want, this is the entire reason why, thank you. This is the entire reason why, and I don't want to divert this back to me, but this is the entire reason why on the song Cozy, you know, Beyonce sampled that. That came from that video of me talking about me being Black, or us being Black, and fighting for all things Black, and fighting for Black people, Black rights, Black. Bitch, I'm Black too. And I'm probably the Blackest motherfucker in this bitch. I'm Black. And because I'm Black like that, I need my Black folks to not be my enemy. I need my Black folks not to be my enemy. I don't need my Black men beating me, fucking me and beating me. I don't need that. I need to be protected as well. I need all of this stuff. I am Black and trans at the same time. So therefore, this means keep your fucking hands off of me. Keep your hands off of me. You know, if we want the injustices to stop, we have to start within the house.
Agreed. A lot of people are asking, so what can we do? Right there, I've just posted, and I'm going to pin it below. You have the Broward LGBTQ hate crime unit. What we can do right now to make sure that these boys get persecuted is to dial 954-831-8059. Now, this is the hate crime unit, and this is just to simply make sure that these charges do get escalated up to a felony. Right now, 2 out of the 3 assailants are being charged on a misdemeanor charge. That means that they probably gonna get probation. That means they might get a little class or so. They might continue to sit in juvie, but they're not going to get what they deserve. And if you saw the video, and when Madison does leave, with the trigger warning, I'll showcase the video. These folks premeditated this. They went to this young woman's house. They invited this young woman to the park specifically to beat her on camera and then record it for the internet. The first time that Chad was attacked, she was attacked in school, and it was very clear that the prompt was to get Chad into the hallway so that we can then record the violence that was going to take place. I also want to hold the Broward County Sheriff's Department accountable. Yes, they do have an LGBT liaison group. Yes, those people are visible to the website. Yes, those people can be found. Howsoever, these incidences like this should not happen. And there should be more coverage on these incidences when you have a liaison group or an ERG group that should be standing up for these folks that are in these areas. There's not many people that are talking about this beyond the Broward County area or beyond the queer community, and that's a problem. Whenever stuff like this happens, Madison and I go live because it needs the voice of people who have influence to push these things. Y'all say that a lot of the stuff that trans people are talking about is null and void, ain't nobody bothering us, ain't nobody looking for us, but this is proof that these people seek us out. They went to this girl's house.
Okay,
she wasn't bothering them.
But here's the thing, Hope. Let's be a buck here, okay? Someone had to make her feel comfortable enough to come outside. So, who was holding the camera? Was it her friend? You know what I'm saying? Like who made her feel comfortable enough? Obviously, it was not another gay or another trans. Could it have been a good sis?
Yeah.
They need to be persecuted too. They need to be held accountable for that too. Whoever the sis was, because I'm sure it was a sis. They need to be held accountable for this too. Because when you watch the video, you see the men are beating her. The men didn't come to the door and say,
Right. And far too often, that's what happens, is that unfortunately, and this is the sad truth, for all of the cis women that claim to be allies and that claim to support the girls, a large part of the issue is that some of the girls are out here luring the girls into the traps. A lot of cis women are luring trans women into traps to be beaten.
But listen, we talking. We don't know if that's.
The thing is, it doesn't have to be the scenario in this particular case, but I think that to bring awareness to these situations, sometimes as cis women, right? As a general, sometimes as cis women, you have to also recognize when you're being used as a pawn. Because sometimes the cis girls don't know what's going on either. They feel like, okay, well, I'm just inviting so-and-so to the park. But a lot of the times the scheme is a lot more maniacal than you think it is, sis. And I feel like a large part of this issue is that we can't be out here like pretending like these people are not being set up. We can't be out here acting as if the community that is supposed to understand us, the Black community specifically in this particular instance, that's supposed to understand us, that's supposed to get our nuance, that's supposed to get our intersectionality, is not the same community that's also setting us up for failure and setting us up to be beaten, brutalized, and killed.
I mean, because I've had that experience before.
Same.
I had that experience. You know, I'm from Florida. It's just something about that shit in Florida. It's just something. It's like it's insane. Like all the shit that I've endured and been through, you know. But my thing is, we don't know what happened. You know, I don't know that to be the in-depth part of the story. All I know is that she was lured outside. They took her to the park and she was beaten. I watched her get beat.
Yes.
We, as the girls online, we don't want to take anything from the girls in the community in Chad's community, away from them. So if you ladies or any organizations are doing things in the neighborhood for Chad, that's great. We're just assisting here to call in to make sure that these people are persecuted or the charges stick. The number is down there pinned in Hope's comments. It's 954-831-8059. That's the Broward LGBT Hate Crime Unit. That's 954-831-8059. We don't need these boys getting away with this because, they'll just do it again.
They're going to do it again, and I think that
obviously
they're going to do it again.
Obviously, we met Chad getting beat in school, so
right.
Obviously they're going to do it again.
My issue here, though, is also, once again, like I said, with the LGBTQ plus liaison group, which is called Unified Broward. So once again, for those of you all who want to do something and make actual calls outside of calling the LGBT hate crime unit, which is once again 954-831-8059, y'all need to also reach out to the Unified Broward group. And they can be found on sheriff.org. Literally, the website is sheriff.org, and you'll look for Unified Broward. And that's because this is the group that's supposed to be protecting the LGBT citizens of Deerfield Beach and the greater Broward area. The fact of the matter is, we have not seen a lot of the folks that are a part of this ERG, that are a part of this group commemoration, come to the forefront and say what they are doing, not just to protect Chad, but to protect all of the citizens who identify as such in the area. When groups like this are formed, they're formed for the purpose of people understanding and knowing that there's a safe space to go in these particular, communities. And so for these groups and for these people to be there, but not really show up for the folks the way that they need, not really show up for Chad in the way that she's needed, that's a problem. So a huge part of this team is going to be Lieutenant Paul Arbark. And we also have Keisha Mack. We also have Duty Officer James Mosier, Lieutenant Marlene Newman, Claudette Powell, Sergeant Josh Sapp, and then Carla Desme. All of these folks are a part of the group. They'll be on my page. I will post out. I'll post all of the information that y'all need to contact these people, and then to also be able to know who you're contacting and emailing to. We need to make sure, and our goal here, what me and Madison can do from afar is make sure that you all have the resources to call the people that y'all need to call. We've already sent calls. We've already both extended emails. And what we need y'all to do now is to make sure that they up these charges to a federal charge. We want to make sure that these charges are felony charges and not just misdemeanors, because these boys need to pay for what they did. The time has passed. The time has passed for the argument of we can't continue to put Black men in jail. When Black men behave badly and they do things that affect other people, they should be jailed the same way that we want anybody else to be jailed when something happens on the opposite.
Correct.
And that's really all it is here. This is not two trans women ganging up on, the Black man, or, saying that Black men are just horrible and y'all just deserve to be under the jail. But at this point, the amount of Black male hatred for Black trans women and the amount of violence that we face at the hands of Black men, it's ridiculous. It's at this point, and especially considering that right now we're talking about a 14-year-old child at that, this is a problem, and it's not getting enough press. It's not getting enough folks talking about it, as well as for those of you all who have seen the video of the gay men in Chicago being run over outside of the popular gay club spot, that's something else that's not, for me, getting enough news media attention. And I know Madison and I have talked about it. The video is gruesome, and a lot of people hate the fact that it is definitely being shared. But if we don't share things out, we can't get or create change, because people act as if they don't happen. And so there's a lot of things going on in the community. There's a lot of reasons for why people are pretending like these things are not happening. They're overlooking us, but we're not going to give y'all the opportunity to say that you did not know. Madison has made her platform available. I'm making my platform available. We're going to go at this until we figure out what the end result of this is going to be. And hopefully with you all helping us to call the Broward Hate Crime Unit. Once again, that's 954-831-8059. And also making sure that y'all hit up the folks over at Unified Broward, that we can get some change happening here, because Chad cannot continue to go through this. Chad lives with their elderly grandmother, and their grandmother likely cannot afford to just pick up and move to a whole different state because of these incidences. And so Unified Broward, we're expecting y'all to do y'all jobs. We're expecting you all to hold your, liaison committee titles and do something for this family. When the family can't do for themselves, it's the job of the government and the state to step in and be, stepping stones for them to have a better life. And I'm not seeing any of that happening. So Unified Broward, I'm not sure if y'all just haven't been made aware. I'm going to give y'all the benefit of the doubt, but now you know, and we know that you know, so we're going to be holding y'all accountable.
Okay, I'm going to get off of here now, help so that you can play the video so that they can see. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, the Broward LGBT Hate Crime Unit is 954-831-8059. Once again, that's 954-831-8059. Hope, call me after you finish this, and showing the video and stuff like that or whatever. And please put the sensory on there, because we don't need them trying to strike your page and all that, using their tactics to silence, So I'm going to sign off, guys. I'll chat with you all later on. Call me, Hope, after this.
Gotcha.
All right, baby.
Alrighty, folks. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and play the video for you all so that y'all can see what the situation is that we're talking about. I hope that it's playing in real time for y'all. It's a little slow for me, but I think it's probably because Madison just got off. But this is the video that y'all will see where Chad is being brutally beaten by a group of folks here. And it's really more so about the video than it is about the sound. Let me see here. All right. So for those of you all who saw the video and who understands like what happened in that video, that is the issue that we're facing here. And this is once again the second time that this has happened to this child. And once again, for those of you all who don't know, this child is 14 years old, right? So the first incident happened when Chad was 13. Right. And the second incident happened when Chad was 14. And there's a group of people in Broward who are supposed to be helping to protect folks that are specifically, assigned to the police force to help protect these people. And it just does not seem like they're doing their jobs. It doesn't seem like they're doing anything to really protect these people. There isn't a GoFundMe that I know of, because there's not a GoFundMe that's necessary. I don't think that Chad needs monetary value right now. I don't think that Chad or the grandmother is struggling financially. That's not the purpose of this particular story. What does need is justice needs to be served, and Chad either needs to be moved out of this community, or this community needs to have more of a queer LGBTQIA police presence to make sure that things like this do not happen without people facing the consequences. So if you are out of the country, if you're overseas, if you're in the UK, what you can do is send emails, right? And that email will be available underneath the link to this video and all of the other resources that I will create or that I have created. And you all will be able to look at that. Once again, 2 out of the 3 assailants have been arrested, and they are now being charged with misdemeanor charges, meaning that they could be thrown out, they might not stick, and those boys will not face any real time for the crime that they committed. However, if we continue to call the hate crime unit at 954-831-8059, we can advocate for them to actually get those charges that they do deserve, so that they can serve, up to the maximum of the 5 years that they deserve for the hate crime that they committed. This was not just a little hit and run. This was not just I'm gonna push you down in the hallway. This was not just a moment for you know, them to play the, oh, I like you, I think you cute, but I can't live my truth game, so I'm gonna do this. This was an assault, this was an attack, it was premeditated, and it put somebody in a position where they wanted to kill themselves. I know a lot of y'all could not hear the video, but Chad admits to feeling suicidal because of things like this happening to her. And we should not have to be in communities, or we shouldn't have to be forced or feel like we're forced to live in communities where people are out here doing things like this and getting away with it. We should not be in communities where those things are tolerated or accepted. So once again, just as a last time, let me see. Yeah, the video is going really slow for some reason, you all. And I think it's just because it's like 2 minutes long. I know that the sound is a little off, but y'all, the video itself speaks volumes. And like I said, we are pushing to make sure that these boys do not get away on misdemeanor charges. We are pushing to make sure that these boys get the maximum felony penalty for what they've done to our trans sister, to a sister in general. These are Black folks doing this to Black folks, people. So even if you don't support queerness, if you don't support transness, if you don't understand anything else, then understand the moral of this story. The moral of this story was that this young trans woman was in her house minding her business. She was not bothering anyone. She was not doing anything to hurt anybody. She was with her grandma having a good old time away from the people that claim that they did not want her presence. And they came to her home, lured her out of her home, okay, and then did what y'all just saw. So for a lot of people who are asking for the instructions, after this video goes up, this live will be saved. There will be a couple of informational things that you all can share out to your respective groups to make sure that, one, Chad knows that we are here for her. Chad knows that we know and that we're not going to give up until these people are charged with the felony that they deserve. And then also, it will have the instructions for what to say when you do dial the 954 number. Our pronouns, her pronouns are she. She identifies as a trans girl. However, in the clips, you will hear her grandmother misgendering her, but that's because grandma got some things to learn. We expect that. Grandma comes from the old school, but grandmother also appears and sounds to be very supportive of her grandchild and her granddaughter. But, you know, she's working through the language, and so I'm giving her grace for that. But it is confirmed that Chad identifies as a trans woman. So there is that. Thank y'all so much for tuning into this and listening and getting yourself abreast with it. I hope that y'all share not only this video, but I hope that y'all share the ways to contact and get justice for Chad, and also make sure that these people do it. It's not about me and Madison. It's not about, you know, sharing this particular video. It's about making sure that Chad gets the justice that she deserves, and she deserves for these boys to be locked up for the crime that they committed to her. Because as far as we know, these were the same people that committed this crime just over a year ago, the first time that Chad was attacked and nothing happened. So with that being said, I'm going to let you all go. But once again, remember that the number to call the Broward LGBT Hate Crime Unit is 954-831-8059. Talk to y'all later. Hey, everybody. It is I, Hope Giselle, and I'm coming today to talk. All right. Hey, folks. Hey, people. How is everyone? Come up out of this stuff. So I have a couple of updates just about the way that we're going to be moving forward. I also got to talk to my hopefuls who are on the Patreon, because as y'all have probably recognized and witnessed, if you're a hopeful who is on Patreon, we are behind schedule for today's Monday hopeful check-in. And I'm going to allow y'all to decide whether or not y'all want to just move it till tomorrow. But obviously we had other things to do on this Monday. I've been emailing back and forth with the police liaison, and I finally got a response back. An email back from the Broward Police Department LGBT division to talk about the case. They've already informed me that there's not much that they can do about it, because there's not much information, that they can give me, because the case involves minors. And the case is still an open investigation. Okay. So with that being said, like that's what I've been doing. So to all of my hopefuls that have been waiting for our Hopeful Monday check-in, it's not canceled, but we can probably move it till tomorrow, or we can still have it today if y'all are with the late night vibes. But I just wanted to come and give people those updates. This story is significant because y'all know that children are near and dear to my heart. And especially when it comes to Black queer children, I'm definitely not gonna ever overlook that or act like it's not happening. I see all the hopefuls. The hopefuls are like, bitch, late night vibes, bitch. Come on, let's do the check-in late night. Cool, no problem. So we'll do late night check-ins with the hopefuls on Patreon. If you don't know what we're talking about, it's because you're not a hopeful on Patreon and you need to be one. But beyond that, I do find that a lot of activists or a lot of people who don't like me like to say things like, I only do things for clout. I only do things that have media attention and all that stuff. But I like to think that for the most part, I bring the media attention to a lot of things with my little platform that nobody pays attention to. And I feel like this is one of those instances where, once again, I've been tagged in to bring awareness to a situation that a lot of people were overlooking. And so this is my 6-month reminder, my 3-month reminder that if you're going to criticize the work that other people are doing without doing your own work, then you're trash.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I hope everybody is having a great morning. I have not slept all night. I do have to take my baby for orientation, and then I have to go down to I've got to go and handle some business and get a protective order against those people that did that to me. Um, I'm not only fighting for myself, I'm fighting for Chad as well. Y'all make sure y'all call the 9548318059. Tell them to up those charges from misdemeanor to felony. That was a hate crime that they did to Chad. She is just a child. She's a minor. My child is 14. But it didn't just happen one time. It happened twice. They tried to kill that baby, y'all. They tried to unalive Chad. But we're going to stand up and I'm going to do what's right. So I got to get myself together because I have to take my baby to orientation. So no crying. I got to chin up, princess or queen, or else my crown tilts. So chin up. I'm going to be strong. I'm going to get through this. No matter the challenges, I'm going to get through it. I am. Good morning. I was just pretty much coming by. I want everybody to go over and follow Hope Giselle, HOPEGISELLE. It's on the page. Follow her on Instagram. I believe she has a YouTube channel. I'm not really sure. I am in connection with her. I want her to bring awareness to my situation. I have a purpose, y'all. I'm a speaker, and this situation that I'm going through is just This mess is a message. This test is my testimony. Okay? You know, I haven't slept all night. I was anxious. I'm fucking paranoid. I can't get comfortable, y'all. I can't get comfortable. I won't be comfortable until they are locked up. I won't be comfortable until they are behind bars. When I know that they are behind bars, then I'll feel a sense of, security. Thank you so much, Tanya. I appreciate you for that. I appreciate, like, okay, like if you come in like on half the video, like people they just be wanting to throw my videos off and like ask weird ass questions. This is why I love you. Gotta rewind to see what's happening. You know what I'm saying? You like Queen is going, she's having a moment. We ain't gonna have her repeat it. I love you, Sonya. And thank you for supporting me, not only loving me, but loving my babies too. Um, you and Jessica, like I said, y'all, my phone overheated last night. I figured, and I'm still up. I've filled out my so I filled this out. So I'm gonna go downtown today. I'm about to go downtown and go turn this in. So those are my plans this morning to do that. I got my babies, they have school orientations, and actually it's 8:05, and I gotta be out of here in 10 minutes. So like I said, I gotta chin up. And everybody else out there, ladies, chin up or you tilt your crown. Queens, goddesses. Okay? Um, Tell the kids hello. I will. They're excited. I have a whole high schooler now. Oh my gosh. I remember ninth grade like it was yesterday. But yeah, I want you guys to go over and follow Hope Giselle. Make sure you are following her. Also, make sure you are following T.S. Madison. Hope Giselle keeps you up on the topics that are very important and, what people skip over. I just feel, I want to apologize. Well, I want to apologize if I went overboard last night, but I want you all to know that I'm not okay. And like I said, I won't feel like I'm okay until these individuals are in jail. It's just plain as it is. They violated. But I love you all. Have a beautiful morning on purpose. Let's get out here and get it. And until next time, guys. Bye. Maybe I should do the commercial. We'll go out on a commercial. How about that? Hello and welcome. Thank you for tuning in to Goddess Tulsa After Dark. This is where you let your hair down, get you a beverage, prop your feet up or down. Now it's time to hit the like. Are you subscribed?